Now sometimes you get a garden tour that looks super beautiful and it's perfect, everything's grown well and there's no weeds anywhere and it's just beautiful, right? Everything. And sometimes you're gonna get a garden tour like this one. It's gonna show you exactly what things can look like in early August. First off, we got these Blue Lake bush beans here that we replanted, and we've got them covered with this mosquito netting just to try to keep a rabbit from wreaking havoc on them like it has already done, because it was going to eat everything here, just be gone, right? So they're trying to rejuvenate and trying to keep them covered, but we need to figure out a better system because it's just going to weigh them down. Another bed over here, same way, just wreaked havoc on them all. That rabbit's made it really rough. I'll show you something else here in a little bit. It's just decimated the stuff. We do have an electric fence, but it's figured out how to just jump straight through, take the little shock on its head, don't care, and because there's food in here and it's safe. The beans on this road never really materialized. For one thing, honestly, once they actually were able to grow a little bit, the tomatoes in front of them were too tall and were shading them out, and there was just really never any sun on them at that point. Usually these beans are well on their way up this trellis by the time these tomatoes get this tall. This time I had to replant 3 times and it just didn't work out. We do have a plan that maybe we're going to get something else planted here, but we also got to make sure we keep a rabbit out of this garden first. Cherokee purples just didn't do it. They got disease or something, just didn't do it at all. It's terrible, honestly. Really unfortunate because that's Angela K's favorite tomato, but we do have other tomatoes that we love. Actually, favorite tomato now might be overtaken by the yellow German tomato, but really unfortunate to have such a disaster on these seeds, on these plants. Sometimes you can get a hold of some seeds that have disease in them, and it's very possible it's happened here because they just didn't materialize. We have had a beautiful time with other tomatoes this year. They're still growing well. I think these are the Ruby Dawn. Yeah, these are the Ruby Dawn tomatoes, 2 of them. They're still growing well. Gotten a lot of tomatoes off of them this year too. Brandywine here. You know it's a brandywine because of the potato leaf, the different kind of leaf. Another Ruby Dawn, and then this other more brandywine. But they are dealing with some kind of disease. Even though we've had problems with disease in the tomatoes, it's still been a great year. Angela K's canned 20 pints of tomatoes and 9 pints of salsa. So plenty of tomatoes to be had. Cucumbers have been crushing it this year. Absolutely crushing it. Here's another one. Right here. Angela K didn't get it yet. Beautiful tomato. Yeah. Beautiful cucumber. But you are starting to see signs of them slowing down, winding down. And that look, the way it looks, that little curve shape, that's evidence. So if you're wanting to know about your cucumbers, if they need some like refertilization or if they're kind of winding down, that'll show you. If they start to get a little knobby or a little curl to them, right, they're starting to wind down. And probably if you just give them some blood meal, just some fertilizer or some kind of a blood meal, especially high nitrogen, water that in real good, they might keep going. As you can see, they're still green. They're starting to wear out, but I mean, they've also been beat up by some driving rains. We have had 5 inches of rain in the last week, so quite a bit of rain. Now, not as much as what we're gonna be getting in the South Carolina, Georgia right now, but 5 inches of rain here in the last week is quite a bit of rain, and it was driving rain today. It was hard. This popcorn is looking wonderful, real tall. I mean, it's over my head, looking great. Gonna have plenty of popcorn here. It looks like there's trying to get 3 ears of corn on this one, and maybe trying to get 3 ears on this one too. Awesome. Good job. This popcorn is doing really good. We do love our popcorn. It's truly one of the best ways to grow snacks, right? You can grow food in general. If you like to snack on something, maybe you like to watch a movie, eat some popcorn, you can grow your own popcorn. These teepees of beans are doing wonderful. But honestly, they're just now really getting going and getting geared up because these beans that we put on these teepees take a while. They're a little longer beans. They're not the half runners that go real fast or the bush beans that grow real fast. These take their time, but they're well worth it. This one and this one right here is a Turkish variety. They're looking really good, actually. That's a really nice looking bean right there. All right, really good looking bean. And these next 4 are all called Tar Heel beans, and they're all looking pretty good. This one's a little worn out. Not really sure why, but they're looking a little worn. But these are looking great, nice and full. And here is just utter decimation from a rabbit. That's right, rabbit, just all over this. This was full of bush beans at one time. All this is just weeds now. These are beans for shell beans, and there's still some out here, some shell beans we could have to harvest, and we'll probably get them here in a little bit. But this was full of just beautiful bush beans at one time, and you can see where the rabbit had ate on them some, and it just come in and eaten on some of them and whatnot. Within like 2 nights, they were gone. Like it just come in here and just wreaked havoc on all of it and ate it all. I don't know what happened, but it just, I guess it got hungry. I don't know. Just destroyed it within 2 nights. So, gotta figure that one out, right? Sun gold tomatoes looking really good. Blueberries tomatoes looking really good. That's awesome. This one here, I'm not sure what this is. Maybe Ruby Dawn, I'm not sure. They're looking great. More tomatoes looking really good. This is yellow German. While it's dealing with some disease, there's still a good tomato in there, that's for sure. Great looking tomatoes here though. Still, even though like these are starting to wear out, right? German Johnson here, starting to get some disease. But good tomatoes here, still. Plenty of tomatoes there. Good red one in there. Overall, been a good year for tomatoes, but obviously you're always going to deal with some disease, honestly. That's just the hard thing about we're growing heirloom tomatoes, really. It's just tough sometimes, especially here when we can't rotate our crops. That's one thing that really hurts, is the limited space we have, and partially because of how we set the gardens up. When we first started setting up the garden and the in-ground garden, if we'd done a little bit differently when we first set it up, we might could have had the opportunity to rotate some things back and forth. We just simply didn't, honestly. And the way it is now, if we really wanted to, might be able to flip-flop and put some tomatoes on the other end of the yard, but it just makes it harder because of how our setup is. So it's unfortunate, but if you can rotate your crops and not plant tomatoes in the same place every year, that would really help that out. Peppers look great though. Nada here. Golden California Wonders down here, they're looking good. Plenty of Ashvarsky peppers. These are Ashvarskys. A lot of Ashvarskys here to be had. They're almost ready, see? They're getting there. Angela Kay likes to pull them all at once and chop them all and freeze them, get them all put up together. So they're doing really good. It's about time to get them. She told me today she had a bunch of them to get here soon. Some green bell peppers here. These are Keystone Giant green bells. They're doing pretty solid. Cubanelles. I love Cubanelle peppers. They're really good. They're looking great. A couple Turkish peppers. They're looking really good. They're not hot. They're sweet peppers. So that even though they might look hot, they're not. So you see, you're going to deal with issues. It's just the way it is. Like we put forth an effort. We fertilize our stuff well. We water it well. We put forth an effort, and you still have problems sometimes. So if you have trouble and stuff just doesn't look perfect, it's okay. It really is okay. Don't fret over that mess. It's okay. Now these are going to look rough because it's the regular potatoes that are getting ready to be harvested. So like they're going to be dying back. That's just what they're supposed to be right now. But they're looking really good. See something crazy? Watch this. This is a fig tree that we thought was dead. Wasn't coming back, nothing. And it keeps coming back now. I dumped it out and put it in this pile, and I've burned this section several times. Like I've set that on fire since we've thrown that in there a few times, honestly. Hot blaze, really hot fire. And comes out of it. It come out, I have no idea what happened. But it's growing. we kind of want to dig it out and put it in a pot and try to, or like a muck bucket, and try to let it survive. But it's just one of the things we haven't got around to. One of the many things. Sweet potatoes are vining out everywhere. I mean everywhere. All up through here, all up this burn pile and everything else. They're everywhere. Really want to set that pile on fire. Really wanted to do it actually before we planted the sweet potatoes, because it's too close to the sweet potatoes. Obviously now there's vines over there in it. Once the sweet potatoes got planted, we just simply couldn't set it on fire because it would destroy the sweet potatoes. It'd be way too hot. So I had to get it once the sweet potatoes are done for the year. Aromas are about done. There's still some coming on, but they're nearly done for the year, which is what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be just set their fruit and be done. Here's a really nice one. This is why we love these aromas though. They just look so good. This is not quite ready yet, but it's just a beautiful tomato. Like that's really been our favorite tomato to can. This one and the Ruby Dawn have been like so much of what we've done this year. It's been so good, and we've just those tomato plants themselves are going to keep us in tomatoes for a while. Blue Lake bush beans and some green stalks. They're looking good. Getting ready to produce right here. These guys right here, these are Yalova Yaglik. These are Turkish pepper. They look a lot like the Ashvarskis, but they're killing it, just crushing it. We've harvested a handful of them already, and they're so good. They look great, just beautiful peppers. Look at that, it's just a beautiful look. And this berry's crazy cherry, it just, I don't know what happened to it. Now it's trying to regenerate, see? It's trying to regenerate. But man, it's rough going right here, just fried. Just done, who knows what happened. Now those were old seeds too, so I really don't know what could have happened there. The seeds were fairly old. But they've done good. Set a lot of fruit, and we have a chipmunk living in here. Apparently they're chipmunk-sized tomatoes because Angela says that a lot of them are missing because of that chipmunk. We'll say a lot. And it's okay, we have plenty, it's all right. 3 more bags of potatoes over here. They're planted different times. These are Yukon Gold, and they're really doing good, but where they're at, I think they're not getting quite enough sun. But they still should be producing some potatoes somehow or another. Chipmunk eating right there. That's chipmunk's bites on this tomato plant. Oh, that's funny. May not be perfect, but it's ours, right? It's funny. Now here's a source of frustration for us right here, to be honest with you, because if you've watched our stuff, you know we actually had a really good melon patch, and we have harvested several cantaloupes. Honey Rock is the breed, but several cantaloupes we harvested, and now just nothing. And you see where they've died because a vole came through here and tunneled under and killed all the roots and just decimated everything. Nothing. We had some honeydew right here. Now these honeydew might have something in there. Maybe we'll have to harvest them and see what happens. But again, varmints just destroying stuff. Now over here we have something that always got weeds in it. It's nearly impossible to keep weeds out of it, but they're still super productive. These white Dixie butter peas. White Dixie butter peas are just fantastic. Just wonderful producers of good nutritious food, being real with you. And you see down here, you're getting there, right? You're getting a little fuller. Getting there. They need to be fuller than this, tighter than this, and a little drier than that. But they're looking great. Most underrated vegetable to grow, without a doubt. The white Dixie butter pea is amazing. North Carolina long greasy beans right here, and they're so heavy they're pulling this trellis over. Like they're pulling it over bad. It's falling over. We gotta figure that one out. But they're heavy. They're just looking great. It's my favorite green bean. Angela Kay likes the Tar Heel beans better. The North Carolina long greasy is amazing. Tongue of fire beans right here. These are going to produce beans for shelling. These are shell beans, and they're going to be awesome looking once they come on and looking like they're supposed to look. We'll show you what they look like. Awesome beans to grow. And you see, they're full. They're doing really good, but we have a chicken wire fence in front of it the rabbit can't get through. That's the key, keeping the rabbit out. Rabbits like beans. Just do. Blue Lake bush beans over here. They're looking really good. Then over here we got some more squash, yellow squash. They're producing really well. So it's going to be, we've gotten a lot off of them already. They may be close to done, but there's another one that'll bloom out soon. And finally some carrots. Get some carrots coming up here, popping a little bit. We need some more. We planted more carrot seeds in this, so we got to get them growing. But carrots here, carrots here. They might have been washed down a little bit. Carrot seeds are really small by the driving rains. It was intense rain. We had like 3 inches of rain and 3 or 4 inches of rain in just a few hours overnight one night. So it's possible. Also possible birds come and peck them. So you gotta be careful. Birds will get you. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do appreciate it. My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.